Hello, I'm Nameless, and I am the Oracle here at Nameless Intuitions. I am going to be doing a Runic snapshot today on why you are awesome, with 3 options to choose from. The first option being this indigo dyed crystal, the second option being this snail shell, and the third option being this beach rock that I have. Alright, so you go ahead and you pick your option, and I will see you there. Alright, for this is for everyone who picked option 1, the indigo dyed crystal. Today we're going to do a runic snapshot on why you are awesome. So, before we do that, I would like to give an offering to God and the spirits to help facilitate a good reading. If I can find my pencil. Shit. Alright, here you are. Okay, and I'm also going to be doing some tarot today as well. I'm going to pull a tarot card for the beginning, just for some fun. Alright, so for this first reading here, I'm going to be writing in Gebo for the beginning of our offering. And Gebo is God's gift, or basically a mystic union. It can be the mystic union between you and God, and that's how we're going to be using it today to ask the spirits for a spiritually facilitated reading that will bring good. Basically, we're only going to bring in positive today, absolutely no negative, and in doing so, I'm going to write in Thurzaz for protection, and at the bottom here, I'm going to write in the younger Futhark or Anglo-Saxon version of Sowillow, which is the lightning rune. Gebo, Thurzaz, Sowillow. Sowillow means vitality, popularity. It is basically lightning. It's a good rune to showcase why you are awesome. Alright, so let's get this started, Okay. And we're gonna let these runes burn during our reading as an offering to the spirits and God. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do now is I'm going to do a quick tarot card draw. I'm just gonna do a little shuffle here on my table and see which one falls up and turned over. And that one is going to be your... Oh! Woo! Okay, so Ace of Wands. This is your tarot card for this reading, and in a snapshot picture of why you are awesome, this can be seen in many ways. I like to see it as someone who maybe holds creativity, magic, and like a fiery passion in their hands, but also kind of the pinnacle of such, meaning you could be on a journey creating something of great passion. take it however you will. This is just your card for today, so you can look it up if you want a more in-depth reading. Let's get on into the Runic Snapshot. Here we go. Let me move my offering because it's moving smoke into my face. Okay. So, first off, you chose this indigo dyed crystal. Now, I don't get a lot from this rock immediately, except that it is a very royally colored stone. It's a deep purple, purple blue. I'd say that you're deep, mysterious, but you stand out in a very strong, silent manner. So that could go back to you being passionate. I get passion here, but it's a controlled passion. So let's take a look at your Runic Snapshot to see why you are awesome. Alright. And on board. Ooh. Okay. So, first look here is most of the runes landed on the board. We only had one that did not land on the board. And most of the runes are also right side up. Well, half of them at least. Let's count this one. So, let's get right into this reading as to why you are awesome. So, the first rune that stands out to me here is Elhaz, and it is in its stasis position, maybe a little wonky. That could go back to being in its mysterious position, or back to you being mysterious. Now, I see when it's kind of in that reverse position, it goes from meaning man in one rune family to meaning woman in the other rune family. So this isn't to mean that you're a woman, but maybe that you have a strong grasp in your femininity and your divine femininity. So maybe you have a very strong relationship with the divine, and in doing so it empowers your femininity, and that in itself is pretty awesome. Now the second part here is that I feel like this Elhaz is kind of pointing towards Rito over here, the one rune that was off the board, and it was kind of like this. So I take this to mean that you are going on, or looking towards, you're not quite on a journey, but you're looking towards a journey that might be a little bit exciting in an unknown way. Because here, beside Elhaz, we have Jera, which is the rune of the year, meaning harvest. I can take that to mean a few things. Often I would like... Okay, I normally read this as you have an option that seems like a bountiful harvest to you, so something that you really want. But right now I'm being told to look in this book at what words pop out to me when I look up Gera. Yeah. Sorry, that's my cat, Maisie. Alright, so in its bright position, meaning in its positive aspect, Gera means reward, plenty, peace, or proper timing. And proper timing is standing out to me here when, so in the prospect of you maybe being pretty awesome, now you might be, or why you are awesome, is you might be someone who is very strongly connected to the divine and in your divine feminine power, and you are about to embark on a fruitful, fortuitous journey that you see as a reward or bountiful. But right now you are waiting for proper timing because that's right in the middle of the board and it kind of looks a little bit like an hourglass when it's in that position. So to me, I take that to mean you are either waiting for the proper timing to take a journey. This could be a spiritual journey or an actual journey. I kind of see it as embarking on something new, maybe a new skill, a new endeavor, a new partnership. Maybe pulling yourself out of repetition. Yeah. So on this other side here of Gera, we have the 3 runes that are upside down, so I can't see what they are, and one on top of the upper rune, which is right side up, which is Dagaz. Now, Dagaz means daylight or God's light. I take it to mean the clarity rune or the light that shines down from the heavens to grow a bountiful harvest. So since it is here above Gera, I could say that maybe these 3 runes here might have led you to this bountiful harvest, or as long as you grasp these 3 runes, whatever these 3 runes are, they will help you curate a bountiful harvest, or they're the reason why you have a bountiful harvest. So let's see, because in the snapshot of why you are awesome, if this connects very closely to Elhaz here. So both of them have a meaning of divine, meaning a divine gift, divine protection, divine knowledge, and divine clarity. So I think that maybe you have received divine clarity on something that you're passionate about, and you're feeling very powerful. And that's what makes you awesome, is that you are very in your divine feminine powerful, or feminine power. And I just see you looking at this journey like you're very excited for it. You're about to go on something really awesome. And I can see that even you looking at this prospect makes you awesome, because you're listening here to God's light. Alright, so let's take a look at the rune that's right underneath the Goss. This really ties into it. So this is the one that was right under God's clarity, God's light, meaning kind of, it's not the connection between the spirit and you, but it is the spirit, kind of. But underneath it is this Elhaz rune in its sideways or stasis position. So if you have ever seen the original James Cameron's Avatar, Elhaz is the tree of life that they connect their hair to. Basically is the connection between them spiritually and the rest of the world. So that is actually a good symbol for what this Elhaz means. So right underneath God's light is this connection, this root connection, this tree connection between you, the divine, and the realms, meaning that you are listening to, or you are following God's light. The path led to you by clarity, by knowledge, and in doing so, you are very rooted in the spiritual realms, but not just the spiritual realms, because this is also the connection to our realm, reality. So not only are you esoterically gifted, but you are very grounded as well. You have not just a spiritual grounding, but a grounding in reality, which makes you really awesome, because it can be hard to be both spiritual and grounded. So let's take a look to see what's underneath that. So in the context of what makes you awesome, this is Kanaz, but it came up reversed, which is very interesting. So Kanaz is the rune indicating torch fire. So basically the light that we ourselves as humankind create. It can be seen as enlightenment. It can be seen as magic. Now, when it is reversed like this, normally I would take it in its mixed state position, meaning its reversed position, its murky position, you know, the negative aspects of the rune. But it is right next to Jera, this divine timing and harvest. And then this Elhaz rune, this divine femininity and divine protection. And underneath everything. So I want to take a look in this rune book again to see what words pop out at me. Now the first thing I think when I see reversed Kanaz is confusion or darkness. So I see that you are connected, very connected to the divine realms, very connected to spirituality, very connected to God, as well as reality. So this confusion wouldn't make sense to me unless, considering that it is next to Jera here and your divine protection, that it could be that you have confusion or darkness that you are currently in, but it's kind of like the reversed, I'm seeing the reversed, or not the reversing, I'm seeing the Hanged Man in tarot, where it's kind of like you're holding yourself in a state of confusion or in a state of darkness. That makes more sense. You're holding yourself in a state of darkness and waiting for divine timing. So what does that mean in the term of you being awesome? Let's take a look. So here is Kanaz here. Now, it is the creativity rune, like the making the fire, breaking things up and shaping things. The forge. So when it's Merc save, unwanted dissolution, perhaps in the form of physical disease or the breakup of a relationship. Oh, that's ringing out here. Breakup. Okay, so, oh, maybe you went through a breakup, or you've decided to go through a breakup. You're waiting for divine timing, and this decision to break up, it could be with a person, or it could just be with a mentality, or even like a friendship, or an endeavor that isn't working out, that you felt like it was holding you back. But in deciding to lean into this breakup in the proper time, you are really holding into your femininity, divine femininity, and your divine protection. And I see that you're doing it because you do have the insight that you need. You are connected. So maybe you went through a breakup that was really holding you back, and in doing so, you are now on maybe a scary, unknown journey, but you are empowered. You are awesome because you are finally listening to your gut and finally listening to your inner power. And letting yourself listen to your inner power, because maybe you're always listening to it, but maybe questioning it. Yeah. So let's take a look to see what the last rune is here. Upside down. Okay, so this is the Thurzaz rune, the Thorn or Thor rune, in its stasis position, in its positive position, and to me that means that you're just incredibly strong. You're not just strong, you're like a righteous strong. What makes you awesome is that you have strong morals and a strong drive to keep to your morals and be the best person that you can be to better the world, not just for yourself, but for other people. Because this is a strong protector rune. And because you're in your divine femininity, and this is a very masculine rune, I see it that you're incredibly balanced in both being your feminine self and being a protector for yourself and for other people. So what makes you awesome is that you are the whole deal of it. You are spiritual, you are grounded in reality, you are fully in your divine femininity, but you are also accepting of that protector need, that masculinity. And what makes you awesome is you're about to go on a really awesome journey. This is leading you to a really awesome journey. All right. So, if that resonates with you, I'm going to pull out one last rune for advice on this reading just to close out. And let's see what it says. Oh, two runes wanted to come out. Okay, so the way that they first come out is on one side is Sowillo in its stasis position, and on the other side is Nauzis in its reversed position. So together that could be considered two sides of one coin. So as advice, now these need and to need. Now that uses the need fire. You see that as a crisis, an end to crisis. And on the other side is vitality, power, popularity too, if you're having a new, fresh increase in popularity. So what I'm seeing right now is to be accepting of the good things that are coming into you, this vitality, this popularity, and just kind of live in it. Yeah. You deserve it. You deserve this good part, this good view of yourself. You are very strong in all of the ways. And I think maybe you need to be told that you are allowed to feel good about yourself. You're allowed to feel awesome. Because you are awesome. Alright. I hope you have a good day after this new moon reading. If you would like to, you can take a look at my other videos and I will be posting more soon. This was the end of your reading, and I hope you have a good day. Alright. I am now going to be moving in to option 2. Option 2 is this snail shell that I found out on a walk. And I thought it looked really cool, honestly. So I am, before everything, I'm going to do a little offering, a little runic offering to God and the spirits to ask for guidance and protection in this reading and help facilitate a good and fully positive reading. Alright, so this is a reading on your runic snapshot, on what makes you awesome. So, what makes you awesome? My first thought is we're going to write in the protection rune for strength, the Therazaz rune, the rune related to Thor. We're also going to write in Ansu's, the rune related to Odin, which is God's word. It is our connection, or listening to God's word, listening to that feeling in your gut, kind of. It's going to help facilitate our spiritual connection to God and the spirits in this reading. And then underneath that, I am going to write in a version of Jera. This one's not the original version, but I like using this version because it's very round. And to me, I just want to make a full cycle reading, like a bountiful reading, a positive reading. I really like Jera. It brings in goodness. Below that, I'm going to write in Gabo for God's gift, protection, to help us create a mystical union between God and the spirits. And then I'm going to turn Gabo into Dagaz to help facilitate knowledge and insight. Basically, we're going to have an entirely positive rune reading about you and why you are awesome. Thank you, spirits and God. Ask you to please help option 2 see why they are awesome. That's going to burn while we are reading, and it is going to facilitate a good reading for us. Okay, so first off, before everything, I'm just doing a little tarot card pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle them here on my rune board, and I'm going to see which card first pops up to you, or first falls up, falls down, face up, and that is going to be your card to facilitate today's reading. Now, I'm not an in-depth tarot card reader. I mostly read the runes. So if you want any information on them, there's a lot of really good readers on YouTube, or you can look online. I like to use Labyrinth. Labyrinthos, or honestly, I should probably look up the name before I tell you which one it is. But all right. So, in terms of what makes you awesome, 2 cards popped out at the same time. This one being the happily ever after card in reverse position, and this one being the hard work card, also in the reverse position. That's very interesting. So the first thought to me is this coming out to me like this would be that what makes you awesome is that you don't want to follow the assumed dream or the assumed happily ever after. You aren't about hard work. Not necessarily that you're lazy, but maybe what I'm seeing here is more that you kind of turn your nose up at hard work in the way that you like fun. And you like getting your work done in a fun way. And I don't know why I'm really seeing this this upside down, or this reversed Ten of Cups, as a down with love kind of attitude. Like, you're just focused on yourself, you're focused on having fun. You're not focusing on work, you're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on what you want. You're happily ever after, not what other people want. And that sounds pretty awesome to me. Okay, so let's get into your reading. First off, you picked this snail shell that I found on a walk. And so that tells me a couple of things about you. First thing is that you like to take things slow. And you like to move at your own pace. And go kind of where things just lead you. Like, you're working, yes, but you don't need to work hard. And it's not that you have bad work at all. You don't work sloppily. I would say you're probably very good at putting in work. It's just that you do things on your time, at your leisure, as you want to do things. And I think that's awesome. Alright, so with that, let's go into your rune reading. I'm going to shake up the bag and pull out some runes and toss them onto the board and see what they have to say about why you're awesome. Alright, option 2. Ooh, okay, and pop. Okay, so I had quite a few runes come out. There are 5 on the board here. None of them turned up right. 2 off of the board here, both of them also face down. And then 1 over here by my legs, which is not face down or face up. It is sideways and pointing towards me so where I can see it. It's the first rune I can see. And it is Elhaz, which is the horse rune. Now, normally I take this to mean freedom, but with your tarot cards, this is really saying to me that you're like, fuck work. Like, I'm gonna do what I want. And, like, it's not that you're necessarily, like, saying fuck work as a whole, like you're quitting your job and going off and living in a van, but more so that maybe you've given a lot of yourself to work before, and now you are entering a new stage where it is more about you and more about what you want, and how that could bring you freedom as a person. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at this first rune here in the root position, which is also on top of another rune. Oh, Elhaz, or algaes. It's if you've ever read Harry Potter, it is the elk rune, like his father or his patronus, the stag. It is like the stag's antlers, and it means protection. It's an incredibly strong protection rune because it is directly linked to divine protection, meaning that the protection is not coming from you, but coming from the universe, the spirits, or God specifically. So, all of these are turned upside down. So I'm thinking that maybe this is a very new thing for you, and you're still kind of finding out why you're awesome. Like, maybe you don't necessarily think or haven't thought in the past that you were awesome because you didn't fit into society's norms, society's happily ever after. But now you're kind of flipping over and seeing that you are divinely protected. Ooh, you're on a journey, or about to embark on a journey. Now, this could be a physical journey, but more often, especially underneath this Elhaz, I see it as a spiritual journey. So, I see this as maybe you had a major shift in your priorities that are leading you to change from being maybe more stuck in a career focused, grind focused attitude, and now you're more of a freedom focused, fun focused, me focused attitude. And that's why you're awesome, because you're focusing more on yourself. And that's really bringing you on to a new journey. So let's take a look and see where this journey is leading you, because it's pointing right here at this rune. Oh, that's cool. So, Parathrow came up. It's kind of in its stasis position, but also kind of wonky in its being position, meaning that it can be both seen as how it is or more of its abstract form. So I'm going to take it as both, what I could see is that maybe you're on the cusp of taking a gamble in life. That could go, maybe you're going to quit your job. Maybe you're going to change your priorities, your goals in life to something that maybe you didn't think you wanted, or maybe other people didn't think you should want. And in doing so, taking this gamble, it's bringing you, or can bring you, good fortune, but also mystery. So, what I'm seeing here is maybe you are jumping onto a new endeavor entirely, and you're divinely protected on this endeavor, and you're pretty awesome because you're taking a jump into the unknown, into the mystery, taking a gamble, and following divine protection. So, oh, a moth just flew by. And moths are very spiritual. They are seen in mythology and legend as spirits coming to connect to us. So I would take that as a sign from God or the spirits that. Oh, and mystery is also very connected to moths. So that, yes, you're about to embark on an incredibly mysterious, unknown journey, but it's where the spirits want you to go, and it has the option of bringing you good fortune. So in choosing this, in turning your back on things and going your own way, that's what makes you awesome. It's awesome. You are awesome because you are going against the grain. You're doing what people tell you not to do, and you're following your gut. That's pretty awesome to me. And in doing so, you're having good fortune. I feel like maybe you're getting more good luck in doing things that weren't normal to you, or maybe to your family. So you're pretty awesome because you're really breaking the grain here. And you are bringing in good fortune, good luck. You are doing that. So you are awesome for listening to your gut, to yourself, to really listening to you. Alright, so there's two runes above these three down here, both of them turned over as well, one on top of the other. So let's take a look to see which one is on top. Well, that's pretty awesome. So this really ties into what I was saying, that it looks like maybe you are really listening more to yourself than others on things, and in doing so, in starting to embark on this new mysterious journey that you're not even really sure if it's what you want, but it's just kind of what you're going towards, or what's coming to you, is this is Elhaz. It's the spiritual connection, the tree that connects all of the realms. So spirit realms, us, magic, everything. And it's in its stasis position, so I'm seeing what makes you awesome is that you are very, very divinely connected to the realms, to nature, to reality, to everything. You see things that maybe other people don't see. And when you used to doubt yourself about these things that you see, now you're starting to come into your power. And that makes you really awesome because you have a lot of power that maybe you weren't listening to before. So underneath this Elhaz, let's take a look to see what's there. I take this very clearly to mean that you're not going with the flow anymore. Because this is Laguz, and its upright position is like this. So it's Laguz reversed. Laguz is the water rune, meaning the flow. Now, in its in this position here, I take it in its abstract, meaning that you're not going with the flow anymore. And in doing so, you are more connected to things than you ever have been. And that makes you awesome. You're freaking awesome. Because you're doing you. And you have it. You have this connection. You are divinely protected. And you are bringing in good fortune by doing what you want to do. So listen to yourself, listen to your gut. Alright, there's 2 more here. And I'm being called to pick them up at the same time. One is in the grass, and one is on the scarf. Both are upside down. This one was in the grass, this one was in the scarf. So, since these were off the table, and they were upside down, so maybe these are things that you are... These are things that you are... discarding. Now, I'm wanting to see these as material attachments. So we have Fehu here in its stasis position, but in its reverse stasis position. It was off the board and upside down and in the grass. And I'm kind of taking that to mean that you've been very focused on wealth before. Yeah. Maybe focused on not being poor specifically. Like really scared to take leaps and risks because we're attached to wealth. We're attached to money in a way that maybe not have been healthy for you mentally. And it's getting thrown off the board and it's upside down. So maybe it's something you're in the process of doing. You're letting go of your attachment to wealth. And Ingvaz, or Inguz, which is the god Ing, and he's in his stasis position. I take that to mean it can be an explosive emotion, like an explosion of emotion, like an angry outburst, or a passionate outburst. But with it being turned over and in the way it was on the cloth is maybe you haven't quite gotten there, but you're in the process of letting go of emotion. Maybe letting go of anger, or letting go of a buildup of emotion. Maybe you're letting your emotions go through you more. And that's a bit of a mystery to you. But you're awesome because you're taking this change and really learning how to harness your emotion. Not really contain it anymore. Yes. So maybe this is necessarily that you're learning how to handle the emotions regarding this loss of wealth or this fear of losing wealth. Maybe you just don't care about it anymore, because both of them were just kind of tossed off the board here to the side, And they were together but also apart, so maybe you're feeling disconnected from your fear of losing wealth. Yeah, disconnected from your fear of losing wealth. And that kind of scares you. This is all seems very new to me, but you're awesome for even thinking of this. Like, you are on the right path. That's what this is telling me. Right now, you have... I'm seeing a big change, maybe a big upheaval, maybe upturn something completely. And that, while it might be scary, and it might be... just feel a little chaotic, and you might be doing things that you're not really expecting. Like, it might even feel involuntary, like involuntarily forgetting or not caring about things just because you're a little overloaded. But that's okay. You're awesome because you're letting things happen around you. You're going into things that other people wouldn't normally. You're awesome because you're a visionary. You're awesome because you're doing what is scary to you. Not just what's scary to you, but what's scary to other people, what other people might not agree with. And you're still doing it. And you're scared about it. And that is insanely strong. You're awesome because you're awesome. Seriously. You're doing what other people won't. And you're doing it because you have that gut feeling that it's the right thing to do, and I think you should follow it. Alright. So let's take a look. Alright, let's pull one last rune and see what advice it has to give you to close out this rune reading. Oh. Wunyu. In its reverse stasis position. Wunyu means joyful companionship, or opening yourself up to joyful companionship. Now in this process, if we go back here to this tarot card, maybe there was someone who did bring you joyful companionship at one time. Maybe a family member, a friend, or a partner who is not anymore. And this is the Spirit's or God's way of telling you that it is okay to walk away from them if they are not bringing you joy anymore. And you will only get more awesome in doing so. Alright. Thank you for coming here, being here in this reading with me. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you at the next one. I'm going to be moving into pile 3 now. I wish you luck on this new moon. Alright. Option 3. Okay. If you picked option 3, you picked this beach stone that I found at the beach. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a rune offering. There's a moth here. Moths are very spiritual, incredibly spiritual, highly related to the spirit realms, often in many mythologies, they are considered spirit messengers. So I think that's a good sign. I think you might be very spiritual or very spiritually gifted, and that's something that makes you pretty awesome. So first off, I'm going to make an offering, a runic offering, and I'm going to write in Laguz, because that is a very spiritual rune, and you seem to be a very spiritual person. So, Laguz is our connection, our flow of spirit. I'm also going to write in Ansuz so that we may help receive God's word, and Dagaz for God's guidance. And then underneath, I'm going to write Berkana for protection. This is a rune offering that I am offering to God and the spirits to help facilitate knowledge, protection, and guidance. So I'm going to let this burn during our reading. It will facilitate a protected and spiritual connection with the runes and the spirits and God. Alright, so first off, I'm going to start by shuffling this tarot deck on my rune board and seeing what tarot card jumps out at me right side up. And that's going to be your tarot card for this rune reading. This runic snapshot on why you are awesome. Rune board, rune board, rune board, rune board. Oh! Ooh! There's so many falling and none are turning up. None are turning up. Oh, here we go. This one turned up again. That's interesting. Oh no, this is a different one. Okay, so this is the 7 Pentacles reversed. Can read this as many ways, but in the card, it's someone who's put in a lot of work and has received basically disappointment from it. Now, in the process of a runic snapshot on why you are awesome, this card could be that you are seeing a lot of results without needing to put in much work. Or it could also be that you have stopped putting work into things that no longer serve you. Now that feels pretty strong. Yeah. No longer putting work into things that don't serve you. Alright, so if that resonates with you, that's your rune reading. So let's get into the runes here and find out what your runic snapshot is on what makes you awesome. Oh, first off, let's take a look at your object. This is just a little rock that I found at the beach, and I liked it because it was smooth and it's got all these little grooves in it. Now it's pretty unassuming, but when you look at it really close, it's actually really cool. It's got like little bits of crystal in it, and these cool, like, grooves and patterns. And it's naturally smoothed by the ocean. So maybe you're someone who is a little unassuming, but you have really let the flow of life shape you. And I think you are a very spiritual person. And in being so, while other people may not see who you are at first, you are incredibly interesting. Like, you might be unassuming, but you're very interesting. That makes you pretty awesome. Alright, so let's get into the rooms here. Let's see what makes you awesome. Huh. Okay, so we got a handful of runes that I threw into the board, and all of them are upside down, except for one that landed off of the board. So the one that landed off of the board is Uruz, or the Strength rune. It is also related to Taurus. So, if you have been dealing with a Taurus who is mostly in their shadow aspect, and maybe you are walking away from them, it could be reflecting on that. It could also be reflecting on the fact that it's off the board, that maybe you are taking a look at your weaknesses and either accepting or letting them go and moving past them. That'd be pretty fucking awesome if you ask me. So, the way that these runes here are set out is there's 4 in a kind of clover position, and then 1 off a little underneath the others and to the right. So, I'm going to lift up the 4 in the clover position all at once, and I'm going to read them as a whole because I'm taking it in a grouping. So, what makes you awesome? Oh, what? Okay, so when I tried to turn over the grouping, like the 4 that look like the 4-leaf clover, this one, the blank rune, flipped off of the board and landed next to the reversed Uruz. So, maybe a new beginning is helping you face what you see as your weaknesses, or a new beginning is helping you let go of weaknesses or someone who could have been seen as a weakness. So, this new beginning here is up on the upper left corner of this 4-leaf clover position, and it is above Thurzaz in its stasis position, meaning like a protector strength, a very masculine protector strength. And next to that, on the bottom right, is Othala, which means family, community, or a strong familial connection. And then above that is Hagalaz in its stasis position. This is the upper right corner of the 4-leaf clover position. And I take that to mean the witch rune. And it is diagonal to the Thor rune in its stasis position. So what I'm seeing here is that what makes you awesome is that you're a very balanced individual. Now you're very spiritual, so you have a bit of a wild cardness about you. You're a bit fierce. You're not afraid to play around, or you're not here to play. I'm hearing that. You're not here to play. You're here to get things done, and you're not afraid to throw down. You're not afraid of when things go crazy. You might even, to some people, be considered like the catalyst in things. Like, you might come in to a workplace or a new community or into a family, and you might be the hailstorm that changes everything. You are a big personality, but a balanced one. You're very strong, very wild. And I see here that you're not afraid to look at new beginnings and start new beginnings. But you're also incredibly family oriented. Incredibly family oriented. And like, I would say that that's what you're most focused on, is building something for your family. And you're facing that in a very masculinely strong way, a protector way. You are here to protect your family. And you're willing to go through whatever scary new beginnings you have to in order to do so. And you will bring the scary new beginnings if it means helping your family. So that's a very big thing that makes you awesome. Also, that these came out with a 4 means that you're probably a very stable person. Just incredibly stable. I see that here, a lot of stability. And the only thing off the board is weakness. So you're not only very stable and willing to start new things and look new beginnings in the face, but you discard your weaknesses. You let them go. You look them in the face and you go, fuck you. Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyways. Yeah. And you always have this protector, this fierce, optimistic, almost motherly, not quite, because it's very balanced. It's not just motherly, but incredibly strong, almost a little unbridled. So you might be a little crazy, but in a good way. Like, you harness that to protect others, especially your family. I'm getting that your family and your community are very, very important to you. And that kind of that roots you, that helps you be this protector, this catalyst. Alright, so let's take a look at the last rune here that is upside down. Oh. So this is the 5th rune on the board. And 5th means change. Or 5 means change. And when I flipped it over, it's Laguz, meaning the water rune, in its stasis position. So what I take that to mean right now is that you're coming in to this change where you're realizing that you are the protector, the catalyst, you're here to face any new beginnings for your family. And in doing so, you're willing to go with the flow. You do go with the flow, not only in everyday life, but spiritually. Like, you are willing to take a look at anything spiritually, uh, mentally, emotionally, to help you facilitate growth and moving forward in chaos and in everyday life. So, what I see here is that you are in the flow. What makes you awesome is that you are solidifying this person that you need to be, this stable person that you need to be, so that you can go with the flow in maybe manners that are unusual or a bit spiritual, esoteric, but you're realizing that you can handle this because you're very strong. And you already knew that you could handle this, but you're really getting a handle on it. And it's because you know that you can and will protect your family. And that makes you awesome because you are awesome for other people, and that is what we all strive to be. That's what we're here for, is to protect ourselves and to protect others. And I think that's what you're doing. You're not only protecting others, you are protecting yourself, because I see here in this witch rune that you are in your kind of magician power. Like, if you do tarot, the magician card, that would be what the witch rune is like to me. So, what makes you awesome is that you're very balanced and you're very fierce and you're not afraid to do whatever you have to do to protect yourself and your family. And that is exactly what I think people should strive to be. Okay, so let's take a look at one last rune to close out the reading and give you some advice. So this is Fehu. It's the magic rune, or the creation fire of, like, not necessarily what we create, but what the world creates, Mother Earth. Magic very, very strongly. And the moth that flew in at the beginning of your reading makes me think that, as advice, like, this could tune into wealth, like focus on wealth and focus on magic, but I'm kind of reading it more as focus on what the universe or the earth creates around you. That fire. So focus on the opportunities that the universe is creating around you, especially maternal opportunities that deal with wealth and magic. Keep going with the flow, is what I'm saying. You're doing the right thing. You are awesome. So to keep being awesome, just keep letting the universe create its fire around you, because you have this You very fiercely have this. And I don't know where it's going, but it seems pretty cool. You seem pretty awesome. Alright. That's the end of the reading. I hope you have a good day. Thank you for joining me on this new moon. And I wish you and all of the options good luck and peace. Have fun out there.